All right, well, you might have heard that famous statistic that half of all marriages end in divorce. Well, that is true, but national marriage and divorce rates actually declined from 2011 to 2021, according to the U.S. Census Bureau. The Bureau also notes that the two states with the highest marriage rates, can you guess? Alaska and Utah. Now, there is no key to a perfect marriage, and we are certainly not here to shame anyone who has ever gotten a divorce. It is important to do what's right and what's healthy for you. But it did get us thinking, who would have better marriage advice than someone who's seen what not to do? It's why we're joined by Jazmin Newton, a practicing divorce lawyer here in the Quad Cities. Jazmin, thank you so much for joining us today.
No, thank you, and happy Valentine's Day, Quad Cities.
Well, happy Valentine's Day to you too. I wanted to ask, how many divorce proceedings do you average in a year?
Well, I think it fluctuates year by year. Taking a look back at last year, it was approximately 30.
Wow. And what are some of the most common reasons that you see clients seeking a divorce?
There are common themes or reasons that come up over and over. One of those is a lack of commitment. So a marriage is a partnership that requires work and two people willing to put in time and effort. And often when people are, seeing their marriage fall apart, I do hear that there was a lack of commitment or a falling out of love per se. Another reason that comes up often is infidelity. Unfortunately, when that happens, when there's unfaithfulness, it does become very hard to overcome and breaks trust. And when you have broken trust, that certainly makes it difficult for the relationship to move forward. I would say another common reason that comes up is we hear finances. That's one that is often brought up as well. And one that I've seen in more recent times, I would say I didn't see as prevalent when I first started practicing, is mental health.
Hmm. Well, the one that you just brought up, finances, I wanted to ask about that. Do you have any financial advice to young couples that are considering marriage?
Don't do it. No, I'm just kidding, just kidding. But I will quote Kanye West, "We want prenup." All jokes aside, yes, there's definitely advice I would have for any couples, not just young couples. In middle age, I mean, age doesn't matter. If you're gonna consider joining yourself into one proverbially, you should discuss your finances and discuss everything from your income, your credit scores, your debts, your assets, and even your future planning, or what your thoughts are. It would help to get together and put together a joint budget, so you know what's coming in and what's going out. And having these conversations right up front certainly would help you start the marriage off right.
Hmm. And what about advice for establishing and keeping healthy communication?
Communication is key. A lot of like we talked about the common themes and, whether it's finances, whether it's lack of commitment, whether it all comes back to, communication is key. So establishing communication, I think what's important is to know that it's different for every couple. Everyone's different. You need to understand what works and what doesn't for your partner. And communication is more than just speaking. It's actually learning to listen.
Hmm. Well, listening to you has been amazing over this. I wanted to ask, do you have any other lessons that you've learned on love and partnerships from your clients that you've worked with?
Well, I think I could probably write a book on what not to do. But one thing that I have learned, I would say, is that life's too short not to be happy. So, like you stated it so perfectly when you started. I mean, if it doesn't work out, I mean, sometimes it's acknowledging that it's the parties are better off going their separate ways, and there's absolutely no shame in that. So,
So true. Jazmin, we cannot thank you enough for fitting us into your busy schedule today, and happy Valentine's Day to you.
you too.